should ask him. You're taking too much time between the two of you. You should ask him.
Okay, so after the appointment's finished, then the hearing interpreter leaves the room, leaves the appointment. When the appointment's finished, the two of us were discussing there was no discussion after the appointment, and you need to discuss how you did when you're finished with the appointment. When you're working with a team, you have to make sure that after the appointment, you're discussing how the appointment went. You can't just leave. That's important to keep in mind when you're doing team interpreting. If you're feeling frustrated or you're struggling with something during the appointment, hold on to that information, and then we can discuss it afterwards and give each other feedback on how we can improve for the next appointment. That discussion will help improve in the future.
I'm going to stop. He is sharing a specific story that he had with a certified interpreter, and then he's making, applying. Don't do that. Now he's going back. He's worked with the same certified interpreter again. Give him a second chance. All right. So it's a specific example.
So this story is important for you to know, and hopefully it'll influence your work. So the situation happened again. The second time, a third time, and a fourth time, and a fifth time. Somehow we started to listen to me. So then from then on, it just continued to improve and get better. The defensive attitude was gone. So it really just hurts yourself when you have a defensive attitude or a negative attitude. Realize that's just one story. I have many different stories in regards to certification. People getting defensive, people being tired. I realize there's a whole bunch of different examples that I do have. Your attitude as a hearing interpreter affects my work as the CDI. You need to be able to analyze what you did wrong and accept the problems that you've made in your work. That's very important. Deaf people often meet hearing interpreters and they code switch. I don't want to make the situation more complex than it needs to be. Okay. So in legal situations, and in a legal environment, you're making decisions you're making decisions and analyzing language. And you're deciding if they need a CDI or not. But under the age of 18, do you remember yourself back then when you're 15, 16, 17? What do you know at that age? I mean, really? The deaf culture is different. When you're a minor, most of you don't. You don't really recognize the difference. Mirror. This is a sign for mirror. When you're doing platform interpreting and the audience is watching you, I'm gonna copy sign someone in the audience instead of turning my head back and forth. That makes it very difficult. So when there's a very large audience and there's somebody signing, I'm going to mirror somebody who's sitting in the back of the audience. So ASL is my first language. It's easy for me to understand what they're saying, what a deaf person is saying, because ASL is my first language. Some interpreters have really awesome skills, and they work really well and are very skilled in ASL. Are there any questions?
We're gonna switch to switch.